today's video, I am back over on Rainy Day, a public Minecraft Skyblock server for both Java and Bedrock. Brand new Skyblock season that has just launched so many cool new features. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about warp pets, everything you need to know about the brand new pet arena, as well as how the new pet system works. Now, before I jump into this video, please drop a like right now, which is the big thumbs up button down below, and please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Now let's jump in. Okay, so first of all, you'll notice around my head as I walk, I have these three floating things. Not the one on my shoulder, because it's very similar to the pet on my shoulder, but there's three little characters in the background as I'm walking around. And these are how pets work. You will see if you find anyone in spawn or any of the arenas, if they have pets on them, they will be hovering around their head. You will always display a maximum of 3 pets. But if you've only got 1 pet active, obviously you'll only display 1 of the 3. Okay, let me explain it. Command/pets, as simple as that. You get a brand new interface. In past seasons, pet eggs look like this symbol here. You would whack them on the floor, you'd get them from grinding, and then you would just redeem the pet. It is a completely different system this season. First of all, if we go over to pet list, you will see all down here a load of different categories of rarity for pets. You start off with starter pets, then you have common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, mythical, and celestial. I also believe there is a ruby pet, which is extremely super rare, and that's why it hasn't got a category right now. But if I click into them, you can hover over and you can see the different type of pets. If I come on to celestial, because that is the most rare, and I use the kraken pet as the example here, which is for water, you will see water is for fishing, and this pet has the ability for between 5 to 12 additional levels for your attributes, meaning that contributes towards your grinding, and it's very OP if you can max out that level. So there's a whole list of them in here that you can go through, all for the different categories. So you will have rare pets for fishing, slaying, which is mobbing, mining, woodcutting, and then farming as well. Now, there are 2 ways to obtain. So first of all, if I talk around starter pets, because actually, although you'll be like, ugh, starter pets, these are really, really important. So for the starter pets, if I do the command/missions, in here you have your island and your personal missions, and then you have all the different categories. If I kind of just go through some of these, you'll notice these ones here say starter token. Okay, so starter token, starter token, starter token, and then as we go through, you'll see all the different rewards, and then as you go up the levels again, there will be more starter ones in here. Now what you need to do is you need to do these ones. Okay, so you need to do all the ones that say starter token under the rewards category. Once you've done that particular task or mission, it'll look like this, which means it says in green, click to claim your reward, click it, and then you get that reward. Okay, so first of all, work towards that, then do the command/starter, and it brings up this interface here. To get to this interface, by the way, if I just do /pets and I come over to the starter section here, now in here you can hover over and you can see how many tokens you've got. So right now I've got 0. I need to complete a couple more missions. I've unlocked fishing, I've unlocked all of them except the farming one, basically, with making that super easy. So you want to unlock all of these. Okay, once you've unlocked them, if we go back to the main window, this funky looking thing at the top is the slots to add your pets and equip them. So obviously you have all the different categories. So you have the starter slots, you have the common, then you have uncommon, then we have rare, epic, and basically these slots are all retrospective of this list in here. Okay, so you want to go over to the starter box and you want to put on one of these pets. So you'll have your pets in here and you just select the pet. So if I select the water pet, I've now got water active. If I come back in, I can reselect my fire pet. Okay, now the first thing to note is leveling up your pet. Okay, so there's a lot to this, but I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible to understand. essentially there is a maximum of level 15. So if I come back onto my pets and I hover over my mining pet as the example, we can see my mining pet is level 14 out of 15 right now. You want to max these out. So you want all your starter pets to be level 15. Now to max them out, the way that this works is purely by grinding, okay? So the mobbing one works when you're hitting mobs, so you're going to grind some mobs. The mining pet, if I put the mining pet on and then mine through my ore gen, that will start to level up my pet as well. So coming back into here, you're going to want to level these pets up. Now, once you've leveled them up to level 15, that means you can prestige your pet, okay? Now, for the starter pets, I highly recommend against prestige in them because from what I've been told from other people, it's just not worth it. Obviously, if it does become worth it, I will let everyone know. If you guys want me to test it out, I'm happy to try and grind and test that out for you. But from what I've been told, you just want to get these to level 15 and that is it, okay? So step 1, level 15. Step 2, skip prestige, okay? And then step 3 is abilities on starter pets. That is the bit in pink at the bottom that says awaiting selection. Now this works every 5 levels on abilities, okay? So level 5, you unlock an ability. Level 10, we unlock our second ability. And level 15 is when you select your third ability. So again, if I click on to my pets in here, so under your pets category, kind of just rewind in a second. So we're in the main menu. Under your pets category, you can see all the pets that you own. If I come over to the starter pets and I come on over to that mining pet, which currently has 3 abilities, 2 of which are unlocked, you can see all of the different stats in here. So you can see here on this comment, you will be able to prestige at level 15. We're going to skip that though. And this kind of just gives you some insights that I've just explained. But over on the abilities tab, what we can do is we can see those 3 slots. So at level 5, level 10, and then level 15. Now, when we come in, you will have 2 random RNG options that you can pick for your ability. So I can either do this one, which has an 85% success, or I can do this one, which is just going to add 10 damage. This one obviously adds 10 damage plus damage reduction. So I feel like that one is better in my opinion. So as the example, I can select that and then I've unlocked it, okay? Same thing here. So I can come on in and I can either do Steel Wall, which is 35% damage reduction, or this one, which has 25% damage reduction, but 10% on increase. Again, so as an example, if I pick that one, I've then got 2 abilities locked in. Now you can see you do have the option to reroll these abilities as well as buying a reroll option. So to have the free ability rerolls, you'll need to buy them from the NPC graph in the pets arena. I'll explain all of that in a moment. Or obviously, if you do have cloud coins, you can reroll these with cloud coins. So the reason that these abilities are so important are because, again, we're only talking about starter packs for a second. The abilities are important because these are what are going to help you when you're fighting the bosses in warp packs. Again, I'll explain that in a second, so stay with me. But these will help you do damage. They're really, really important. If I come on back over to this pet list, these are all the pets that I currently own. So for example, my Celestial Mythical pets. How we now get these pets and what do these pets do? Okay, so all the other pets outside of starter, so put an X on that one for a second. All these other categories, these are contributing towards your grinding now. So these are basically boosting whatever you're doing. So for example, my Celestial pet right now is a water pet, which is for fishing. And I actually got a +7 option on the attributes, so I'm going to be getting a bit of a boost there on fishing. If I come on over to my mythical pet in here, you can see I got a +11 on the narwhal, which is also for fishing. If I go back over to that pet list and I look over the narwhal, you can actually see between 4 and 11 is the max sort of RNG that you can get. So 4 to 11, I come back over to my pet, I got 11, so that was the highest one. So that was really, really lucky, okay? Now, if I put this pet on, which is simply coming back in here, clicking on my mythical tab, and then basically you would pick the pet in there. Obviously, I already have my pet activated. As I start to fish, my levels will start to go up. Now, it's important to note on legendary, mythical, and celestial pets, you can add abilities, okay? However, for your commons, your uncommons, and your rares, those ones are not going to have abilities. But just to reconfirm, legendary, mythical, and celestial will all have abilities. They work the exact same. So level 5, you unlock one. Level 10, you'll unlock the second. And then if they have the option to go up to 3 abilities, so for example, my Kraken Celestial Water Pack does have the option to go up to level 3 ability. At level 15 of grinding, that's when that ability can unlock. The next thing to note with all of these pets, except obviously your starter pet, so all of the other categories, it is worth prestige in these ones, okay? However, to prestige, unfortunately, if I come on back over to my pet category in here and I just hover over this pet and I come over to manage the pet, you'll see it basically says that I need to have 10 other of these pets for it to be consumed up to level prestige 2, okay? So I will be honest, that is a lot. That is a lot. They don't all have to be maxed out to level 15, but you need to have 10 other Kraken pets to be able to consume it into a prestige level 2. It is a lot, okay? So just bear that in mind is all I'm going to say when it comes to things like this. Obviously, we have got armor, which is coming soon. I'm excited to see what that is all about. And you can see you're advancing in here. Obviously, when I do unlock abilities, I can also activate them in here. So I've explained how you get starter pets, which is from missions. All of the other pets come from crates or anything that you can basically open in game. So for example, the freebie one, which is /Vos, if I do a preview on the loot box, you can see the hatch packs in here. These hatch packs are what are going to give you your pet eggs. It's a really cool new feature where basically you get a hatch pack, you whack it on the ground, you rip open the top, so you click the full slots at the top, and then it rolls it up and it gives you 3 random options of rarity for different eggs. It will spin around and then it will land on one, and then it will give you that pet for one of those categories, okay? So as I've mentioned, you get them in vote. Also in a loot box, if you do have if you do have ranks, you can come in here and you can preview to see in here the chance for redeeming these. And then obviously in war crates, all of the crates in here also include those hatch packs as well. Obviously the higher ranked the crate, the more higher ranked hatch pack that you have the ability to pull. So we also have some of them in here. The other way to get hatch packs is in warp packs. And if I come on over to warp packs, you have the NPC Graph, who in here has a rotating shop, and his shop will change every hour. But as you can see in the item pool, you can actually buy hatch packs in here using pet coins currency, which I'm going to explain in just a second. But essentially, the only other way to get hatch packs is through trading players in game, checking out auction house, and things in auction house. You'll see people are selling hatch packs in here. Now, once you have opened up your hatch pack, you will get pets that look like this. Okay, so just as an example, this is how they look. And if I just go back in my PV1 as well, I also have an epic one here to show you how that works. The very last thing is under the command/pets, you'll see there is a hatching category. Now in here, what you basically have to do is you have to hatch these pets. You can't just open them straight away, okay? Now you'll see that there is a timer associated to this. Now the timer is dependent on the rarity of the pet egg. Common was about an hour. I think uncommon was about 3 hours. This one was about 5, maybe 8. I know that legendary is about 2 days. Mythical is about 3 days. days, and I'm going to say celestial is maybe 4 days, but they are a lot, okay? The first time that you hatch a pet, you will have the ability to skip the hatcher timer. So if I come in here, you'll basically get a free one to use. Now, what I recommend doing is using the instant hatch that you get for free on the most rarest pet egg that you have. So your legendary, your celestial, or your mythical, the ones that are going to take the longest, okay, because you're going to want to reduce those quite quickly. Obviously, your 1 hour skips, you're not going to use those on your uncommons or your commons. You're going to still want to use those on your longer timer one. You can get skips, as you can see in here, so you get a free use of them, and then you can get more of these through Graph, which is the NPC. So you can buy the instant hatch types in here with pet coins again. I'll explain how that works in just a second. But the other thing as well to note is you can have more slots. Obviously, the more slots, you can hatch more than one at a time, which would have been ideal for me. Now, to get these extra slots, again, you buy those from Graph. In here, you can buy the additional slots from the NPCs. So that is how it works. I recommend immediately get hatching as and when you can, because it's a longer process and it is worth it. Now, the last thing is the warp pet. So the command warp pet, it takes you to the pet arena. This is brand new this season, and this arena lets you do 2 things. Maybe 3 things, actually. It lets you do 3 things. The first thing is to grind pet coins. So if I kind of walk around the arena just for a second, you'll notice from time to time, coins will randomly pop up in game. And of course, as I'm doing this now, the coins don't pop up, but as we can see here, there is a coin. Each one that you collect, you get a pet coin that adds up to your sidebar. And obviously you can collect as many as you want. They randomly spawn in. They are not player based. So if Luke was here and Luke was collecting them and he ran to it first, he gets it, I don't get it. So you kind of need to do that, and then you can obviously trade Graph the NPC. You'll also notice that there are little mobs around. So we've got a fox up here. There's also a pig, and there's also a chicken in the arena. You can see the 3 categories here. Now, the best way to get pet coins is actually by clicking on these mobs and having a battle with them. Okay, now if you hover over the fox or the chicken or the pig, it tells you their strength and their weakness. So you basically want to fight their weakness. You want to have your water pet on to be able to fight this fox as the example. You would not use the fire pet because that's their strength. If I come on over to the pig, you'll see earth is their strength, so you would not fight with an earth pet, but you would fight with an air pet because that is their weakness. You can see your pet health over here. What you really want to do is max the levels of your starter pets out, and this is why your starter pets are so important, because your starter pets are what you use to fight in the arena. You don't use your legendary or your celestials, okay? Your starter pets are what you use to fight in the arena. Now, max these out to level 15 and then begin to battle. This is the quickest way to get pet coins. You can heal your pet. So right now mine is level health level 150 out of 150, but you can click in here and you can choose to use a health pack to heal your pet. Each pack consumes 50 health points, and to get a health pack, again, it is in the item pool with Graph in here, so you can see the values of what it costs. And then you kind of just need to wait for them to come into your shop, but it does rotate on the hour. So you're going to want to do that, okay? And then also, if I come on down to the bridge, there's this big giant creeper. And if you click this creeper, you'll see he also has a health of 75. His weakness is air, so you're going to want the air pet. And you're not going to want to use the earth pet because the earth pet is their strength. And basically, you're going to want to battle these pets. Once you've battled the creeper and you succeed, if we do the command pet TP, this basically brings up an interface where you can then click onto the different pet islands. You'll see that there are 3 available in Earth, there are 3 for Underworld, and there are 3 for Void. Each one has other mobs that you can battle with, and it also has another NPC that you can trade with. So I highly recommend, if you're going to grind pets, in short, get all your starter pets unlocked from missions, level all of those starter pets up, add all your abilities to your starter pets, start fighting in the arena for pet coins to get health packs, and then fight the creeper, unlock all the different pet islands, transport to each one to do all of them, have them all unlocked is your best way. You can then use your pet coins to buy hatch packs, and then use hatch packs to get more pets that are in higher categories like your mythicals and your celestials, etc., which you can then level up and start to use for grinding. And hopefully you're lucky like me and you manage to pull the max level for attributes. And that is pretty much everything for pets. It's a lot, I'm going to be honest. There's so much to this. I do have plans to do a lot more separate mini, like, best attributes, best different things to use for battles and things like that. So if you've got anything like that you do want a video on, then let me know in the comment section. Apologies, because I know this is like a 20-minute long video and I am sorry, but it's so much and I wanted to make it super clear for everyone. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this video made sense to everyone. Drop a like right now. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comment section any of the videos that you want to see, and I will see you in another video very soon, guys. But goodbye for now.